Some call me Arthur Perkins. There are people who indicate that this show is AP Gaming Real, but really, the things people say about me are, you play a very good rich sociopath. Occasionally I think you're insane. Your cat is a better person than you. Your mom is so much cooler than you are. That's where I'm at this week. How about you, rest of the people on this show? How are you doing?
Great.
Cleaning up?
Good. Dog urine.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
It's not quite as bad as my first world problems of being insulted by people on the internet.
Well, I have tax issues that I have to work through.
What that's the literal fucking worst.
Yeah. They did a background check on it and said something. Do you owe something? They were very vague about it. It's like, do you owe something to your state or something? I'm like, maybe. Like,
nothing is better than getting audited, my friend. Literally nothing.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some proper introductions. As far as anime talk goes, really the only anime that you can't miss is Kaguya. There you go. Boom. We nailed it in one go. Sid. How's it going?
Yes, I'm here. It's going okay. It's going well. Yesterday, travel was a nightmare. I ended up with a 3.5-hour layover in Denver while Denver was busy getting snowed upon. But the flights were good. They were a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. I got safely to my destination, and here I am, and here I will be for the next few days.
Got anything else going
on? No, not really. I managed to wrap the remainder of the huge psychotic projects I've been dealing with at my day job. So here pretty soon I'll be able to get back to making regular videos again. So there's that.
Okay. I don't believe that, though. Sometimes I'm like, Sid, a show's canceled, and you're like, great, I'm going to go sleep for 20 hours.
That is a thing that will happen. And I'm sure that will happen at least once over the course of the next couple of weeks.
All right.
Yeah, nothing really major going on besides that. I'm pretty boring this week.
I'll say.
Man, I immediately had a really bad joke, and I'm just going to not do it. Last week I went out on a limb with...
You're not boring?
No. I mean, last week I got away with multiple shots against the cast, and speaking of someone who
get away, it didn't really just hit hard like you thought it was going to.
Oh, that's true. I thought it would be devastating. A blow to your psychology so deep you would never recover.
No. It was like a little pebble that you throw at like a brick wall and just kind of bounces off.
You know what? If you keep throwing the pebble at the brick wall, eventually the brick will wear down.
Through regular weather, yeah.
So you just need Cotton to give you emotional sniper training. And then...
I feel like I can just let Cotton handle it on her own at this point. I saw the pre-stream. Speaking of the pre-stream, let's talk to someone who was present at the pre-stream, Raddosaurus.
I was present for that. That's the thing that happened. Probably. I'm Raddosaurus. Here I am. I had a school function for my children this evening, and prior to that, I was cleaning dog urine out of a rug. So it's been an eventful day. My week has been pretty busy, as my weeks usually are pre-battle assembly. So I finally got my garage clean enough. This was actually last week. I got it clean enough to start exercising again. So I've been walking around in pain and agony at the woes of restarting a fitness program. I've like quadrupled my water intake over the last 2 weeks, so I have to pee like every 30 seconds virtually.
I'm there with you on that, buddy.
I just have like a bag taped to my leg at this point. Just pee right into it. I've way cut down on my soda intake because those. I went to the grocery store. Those little chairs that you can sit in and like take your blood pressure and stuff by the pharmacy.
Yep.
My local grocery store called me obese, so I decided it's probably time to start getting back in shape. So that's been my life over the last 2 weeks. And, you know, as you do, it always feels good. It's rewarding to be like, I'm doing something now. I'm doing something about it. So that's been nice. Apparently, you should not be 5'11" and weigh 215 pounds. So that's a thing.
I don't know about that.
I don't think the BMI accounts for like muscle, man.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really wouldn't classify you as obese. I mean,
no, no one who ever looked at me would. But
I'm pretty sure you're just Gerard Butler's stunt double at this point. At 300,
the Army does as well. The Army says that I should only weigh 193 pounds.
Well, as we know, the Army is never wrong.
The Army wants everybody to be built like a marathon runner, basically, is what they want. So literally every battle assembly I go to where they weigh us, I have to go into the back room and they have to tape me to determine that my body fat index is not too high. So, which it's fine, but it's a pain in the butt. I just try to make sure I'm as sweaty as possible so that the guy that has to tape me gets lots of sweat all over him as he hugs me 3 times in a row. Yeah, other than that, I guess it was a pretty run-of-the-mill week for me. My hands smell of vinegar. I'm pretty much done with that. Got a haircut today. Got a shave tomorrow. I finally got my new uniforms after being out of compliance. So I'll be in my new Army uniform finally this weekend. So I'm excited about that. I got to drive across town and pick up my name tapes that I had made for me. I had an annoying situation where I couldn't get the boots that I wanted because the military surplus store that had the boots I wanted, they put one boot in the box and they keep one boot in the back so that no one will, I guess, steal boots. And then, so I got the boot that I wanted, and then they couldn't find the one in the back. So somehow they had only one of these boots, only the right boot for this pair of boots in their store. So that was obnoxious. So now like a pogue, I have to wear the standard issue boots that they gave me, which are awful. So woe is me. That's my first world problem.
That doesn't sound first world problem-y when you're going to be out there running in those boots with 100 pounds of equipment.
I don't think it'll be too rough of a weekend. I mean, maybe, but I've actually, this happens to me all the time. I swear I go through Army units like they have revolving doors. So I've actually been moved to another. I'm in the same unit, but I've got moved to another company because I got put on another battle roster. So this is my third battle roster in the last 2 years I've been on. So I just end up ping ponging all around. So I get to go and drill with a whole new group this weekend. Some familiar faces, like I know several of them, but you know, it's always a bit hectic being thrown in with a new group. I will be the operations NCO. So not only am I thrown in with a new group, I'm thrown in with quite a high level of responsibility and authority. So I have to pretty much hit the ground running this weekend.
No going around in Hawaiian shirts with drinks at the hotel complex.
Unfortunately, there won't be a whole lot of that. It'll probably be late days, early mornings, lots of meetings, lots of unfun stuff. Probably is what it would be. It'll be mostly an organizational weekend, I think. So yeah, I won't be doing any cool hoo-ha Army shit this weekend. I don't think. Which is all the more reason I wanted them comfortable boots to walk around in. But it's fine. It's fine. Fuck it. I'll wear the shitty boots they gave me.
I want Rad to flash back to this moment when during the weekend he's like riding on the back of an Abrams tank, firing an assault rifle in the air with absolutely no purpose,
laying in a fucking 6-day-old puddle. Yeah, that's my week, I guess, and my future weekend. I feel like there's probably more, but if it's not important enough for me to remember off the top of my head, it's probably not important enough to talk about. So. Oh, Lego movie's coming out today. So I'll go see the new Lego movie maybe this weekend, depending on if I have a day I get off early enough to go see it. If not,
the Lego movie was out the 9th.
What's today? Today's 7th. I think it's today. I could be wrong. It might be.
It comes out tomorrow, but some theaters released it today.
Okay. So yeah, that's going on. I don't know. I have a very busy weekend scheduled for the next couple months. I think my next weekend off isn't until like the 28th of March. I think I have something going on pretty much every weekend until the end of the month of March. So, yep, that's me. That's all I got.
Speaking of someone who's not going to have a lot, let's talk to Pondo.
I have to think of what you mean by that.
Well, you normally don't have a very long intro, is what I mean.
Okay.
Don't laugh
Save
about
that.
that. That's true. I mean, look, sometimes
I
you
know,
surprise me and you're like 20 minutes into a dissertation and I'm like, this shit is fascinating. So this is what it takes to get Pondo talking. All right.
Yeah. No, I just been mostly, it's just been today, really. I just, a whole bunch of like, the employer called me after a background check asking us like very vaguely if like, do you owe anything to your state or county or something? It's like, maybe. I mean, I had like an old truck that I might owe some sales tax to, like property tax to. And then I had to go settle something about my tax refund to make sure it doesn't get withheld because of whatever reason. So it's been a lot of calling the DMV, calling the sheriff's department, calling the recruiter that called me about it. It's been a lot of phone calls that I've not enjoyed.
Yep, that sounds like life. A lot of phone calls I've not enjoyed.
Yeah. Kind of miss the old job where I didn't have to have really any phone calls. Just sat there and watched TV. Well, I say watch TV, watch commercials because all the shows and everything just kind of melded together into the, especially all the news and celebrity gossip shows. It's all the same thing all the time. And it's whatever reason always a fight to make sure they get it first, even though they will absolutely not.
You know what, Pondo? I want to say,
Yeah.
as a guy who watches a lot of shows,
Yep.
and it's clear that you don't have very much interest in any of them. You know, they just kind of in one ear, out the other. I
Yeah.
appreciate that you occasionally watch my show. And you're never like, oh, it's just in one ear, out the other. You know, just watch it for the advertisements. Thanks, Pondo.
This is different. I'm talking about like regular TV shows, like crime shows.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, all media is one media.
There's different categories. Yeah.
Okay.
There's like different categories of it, though.
I'm trying to say thank you, and you're like, well, let me break that down.
I'm only breaking it down because it's my job to break it down.
All right, Lucio.
Sure. Okay.
Look, someone suggested that I hire you part-time to do editing for my show. And I think I'm going to talk to my tax guy and figure out if I can turn this into an actual business, and maybe I can not pay like a fuck ton of taxes and actually get this art on the record.
Who talked to you about part-time?
Sunspirit.
Okay.
I was okay, so this is how the conversation went. Sunspirit was like, you should do like GM prep videos and like explain how systems work, like how the dice works, like Cancol. And as soon as he said that, you just imagine me rolling around on the floor, whining, a trail of tears coming out of my eyes, and I'm throwing my hands around going, I don't wanna. And then he was like, why don't you talk to Pondo about it? You should maybe hire him part-time. And I was like, all right, I'm done rolling around on the ground, screaming like a baby.
Well, that sounds interesting.
That's exactly how the conversation went. 100%.
Now I'm just imagining you rolling around on the ground, kicking and screaming like a baby.
It shouldn't be that hard to imagine. I do it on the shows occasionally.
Well, you flail your arms randomly usually in that case.
Yeah. Start a religion? No, I think I'll pass. As long as Jediism is a registered religion, I really don't think I'm ever going to be able to surpass that point, okay?
I could try.
Please don't, Sid. Have you ever seen that Bill Wirtz video, The History of Everything? History of the World? And then they have those guys that say, we could make a religion out of this. And then the last time he says it, they go, no, don't. That's As soon as
I had
you,
like a
yeah.
whole family of a whole episode of Family Guy where they made Fonzie a religion.
Nope. No. Snow.
Yeah, it's just,
Nope.
I was mostly making fun of the fact of creating religions and stuff.
You got anything else going on, Pondo? Beyond breaking microphones?
No, that's about it. My week's been pretty bland. I mean, I did put down flooring in the room I am in currently, so that was fun to do. As only took 2 days, but mostly because it was a pain to start, as with most flooring is. At least laminate.
Oh, it's okay. You know that gif where Boromir gets shot in Lord of the Rings? And he's like, that's what happens right now in chat, right there. That's real bad. Cotton, speaking of someone who snipes people, let's talk to you.
Hi.
Howdy. Got anything going on this week? Launching any secret D&D games or anything like that? Well, I guess if you were, we wouldn't be able to talk about it. Even if everyone on this show would be part of it.
Well.
I'm not saying that that's a thing.
You just like...
Even if it was, we wouldn't talk about it. Are you doing anything beyond possibly doing that?
Well, on Tuesday, I woke up and my throat hurt a lot and I couldn't really talk. And then I went to the doctor and they were like, you have strep.
That is fucking awful.
But now I'm fine.
I had that on Monday. I went to the gym and I was like, I'm dying. I'm literally dying. I can't do a show tonight. Then I woke up Tuesday morning. I was like, wow, I'm not dying.
I think the antibiotics helped me.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, look, if it's bad enough you need to be taking antibiotics, yeah.
They're like, oh, you have a sore throat. Here's these massive pills. Take them.
That sounds normal.
I thought my heart pills were big because they're like this, but these pills are like...
Look, the last time I was at the hospital, they were like, all right, look, oral antibiotics will not work. We're going to need to put you on a drip and keep you here for 7 days. And I was like, well, fuck my life. I guess I'm going to start playing Fate Grand Order now while I'm at the hospital. And that is the story of how I started playing Fate Grand Order and was on IV drip for like 18 hours.
I've never had to have antibiotics stripped. I've had to have fluids, but not antibiotics. That'd be kind of scary.
Yeah, it wasn't great. My blood pressure was like 157/45 at some point.
Oh, that reminded me of the thing that Rad was talking about with the machines at the like stores that tell you stuff.
Yeah, the blood pressure cuff.
A couple months ago, I went to mine because it's all it's all fancy, and you can put in other data, and it guesses your age, and it guesses between 65 and 70.
Wow.
Did Sid just pop in behind Cotton?
Yeah.
He also popped in behind me, but you couldn't see him.
I never know what's going on anymore. Brad, are you there too? Am I the only one that's not in this party house?
I wasn't looking at my cameras.
I was so fucking confused. Listen, if you're watching on YouTube, go back and look at my face. I was like, did I mess up the cameras? Like, is Sid's cam overlapping on Cotton somehow? I'm looking at it really hard and like scrolling down, and I'm like, no, is he really in the back of that?
I was trying so hard to ignore it, but I was failing.
I also feel like you should ignore him all the time now.
I should have noticed the incredibly uniform background that all three of you have. Like, you're clearly all in one room.
Actually, Sid's in a different room.
Sid had to open a door, so he has to be in a different room.
I'd sit him in a separate room as well.
Yeah.
That's my back door, isn't it nice? The one Sid's by.
Yeah.
It doesn't
feel
have
like
any trim, but the blinds like slide up and down on that little switch. It's very nifty.
Yeah, I feel like maybe you need to get that switch a plate just to fancy it up a little bit. But
yeah, I have doors like that. They're the best. They're like the blinds are like internal in the door.
Yeah, it's so fancy.
They're awesome.
They're a pain to replace them.
Yeah, just don't ever replace them.
Just don't break them.
Yeah.
Got anything else to share, Cotton, beyond the fact that apparently Sid is staying with you for, I guess, business travel or something?
No, this is my destination. I came to visit.
Really?
He's just hanging.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, look, this is news to me, folks at home. If it's news to you, it's also news to me.
How come you never invite me to come visit, Arthur? It's fucked up.
I don't invite anybody to visit my house. You show up at my house, they'll probably shoot you. All right. Well, let me legally state, in the state of Delaware, you have the right to retreat. So I probably won't shoot you, but I will pull out a gun and begin walking away from you
I'll shoot
while
you
locking
back.
a door. Well, if you come to my house and you shoot me, that's aggravated. That's premeditated assault,
Why did
Rad.
you shoot me first? I said I would shoot you back.
Well, I'm not going to shoot you first. I have to walk away from you in
Well,
Delaware.
a straight up spaghetti western shootout.
Both
You know-
gonna walk away from each other while holding onto our guns.
Next time you hear the doorbell go off at exactly noon, you know what's up.
Only in America, ladies and gentlemen. Only in America.
We don't have that law in Nebraska. Technically, if somebody opens your door, you can just shoot them.
Yeah, you just run after him.
Yeah, look, there's different laws in every state.
You get him halfway down the street in the back. It's
West
fine
Virginia
here in
has some.
Texas.
Yeah.
Actually, that's fine here too. You can shoot them while they're fleeing. It's just sometimes frowned upon.
Yeah. As
I
long as you
feel
have a
like I may
good
have
reason.
walked into a trap.
Yeah.
It starts to sweat. He's like, oh my God.
Sid has traveled to Cottons to learn how to actually kill mechs. What is.
Wow.
Wow.
Savage.
Did chat like level up this week or something? Is that what happened? Jesus. All right.
Did you see the Cotton living near the mouth of hell because Sid walked through the
I
back
try to
door?
ignore Sun Spirit during the stream.
Oh.
He's so salty. He's so salty. All right. I mean, I think I had some. Oh, I forgot to do it last week. So, if you watch the show, chances are probably you like Battletech. I mean, I don't think that's going out there to say that you might be a Battletech fan, right? There is another Battletech show that has begun broadcasting. Well, technically, it had begun broadcasting long before this show ever started. DFA, Death from Above, has moved to Zombie Orpheus, and you can find it on the Zombie Orpheus Twitch channel. I was a little weirded out. Their first episode of the new season was like a past episode. They were like going into the past, and it was super weird. But now they're back in the future, or technically the present timeline for them. They're fighting Jade Falcons. It's 3050. If this sounds familiar, that's because everybody's doing it. The clan invasion is hot right now. Everybody loves it. If you need more Battletech content, and given some of the comments on YouTube that are literally say, I need more Battletech content, consider checking out DFA. They're fine. They hate Sid, but other than that, the rest of us are cool with Zombie Orpheus. Is there anything else I need to add? Oh, so Tanner Rex was asking, what was the problem last week where the show melted down and everyone was mad at me and there was so much confusion? Then Rad and I had a huge fight. We stormed out. Beers were I would never lie to you, audience. I might occasionally exaggerate in hopes of getting a good joke.
What is this? A Time of Total War Trailer Park edition?
The problem is that I had named all of the lances for the units by different names than what the party had. And so they had like named it Scott Lance and I had called it Light something Lance, but I've changed all of the lances to their names now. Both sides were correct. The Raven is not in the artillery lance, but their intent is to keep the artillery lance and the medium lance close to at hand to support each other.
It was like a Pondo and Rad argument. They were arguing about the same thing.
Yeah, but now it was just me and Rad.
No, I was in it too.
I'm the new
I'm
Pondo.
the common denominator here.
Yeah.
Why is everybody trying to argue with me? Why can't they just accept everything?
We're all
arguing
agreeing with each other. So
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you could just accept that everything I
You're
say is
just not
correct.
agreeing.
but everything
right.
I said was also correct, Rad.
That's less important.
I mean, point being, none of it really matters until we can actually find the stupid things,
Oh boy.
because we don't have anything at the moment. So
You know, the most heartbreaking thing of all is that I didn't get this new character art to Arthur in time to update the.
Oh, I updated. I've got the new Daddy Harridan art on the other art reel.
Oh, on the reel? Okay.
Yeah. Where Harridan's like, he loses 10 years and picks up a dad bod at some point.
We'll see the dad bod. I thought he looked pretty good.
hey, he looks
That,
pretty
yeah, I
fit.
mean, look, you can have a dad bod and look pretty good.
Look, so
There's some ripped dads.
The first time I drew Harridan, I thought he was like a total middle-aged dude, but like he's actually pretty young.
Yeah.
So when I drew him again, I drew him as kind of like a mid-20s guy. I think is kind of what I was going for.
I don't know. I got like late 20s, early 30s.
And he's updated his bod score since then a couple times. So
Yeah.
I made sure to make
exactly. I get all of that from the new drawing.
Okay, good. Then
Now you're doing new
mission
Bandito.
accomplished. Yeah, new Bandito is still in the works. It's not ready yet, but it's
It's all right. He's
It's
still a
coming.
sexy cowboy, just like before. He just has a different stance.
yeah, pretty much. Yep. I took away his flannel shirt and gave him a vest instead, so he would still look Western. I tried to put both Harridan and Gray in a more uniform. Like I tried to put them in their Crow's Black merch, basically. Is what I did. And then the two new characters don't have that yet, so they may eventually appear with
Palette
Crow's
swap
Black merch.
uniform change. Excellent. When they
Yeah.
level up, they get new costumes.
I am going to do, when I do new combat pictures of everybody, it will be a more uniform combat deal.
Okay.
We won't have the Terminator and the
Right. It won't look like the Power Rangers. It'll
Soldier
look
76,
like- yeah.
Splinter Cell.
I'll tell you though, if McGurk ever comes back, he's not wearing the uniform. That's just straight out. Just to let you know.
Back to the Hawaiian shirt, huh?
He'll wear a Hawaiian shirt over his flak vest and he'll make you deal with it.
Harridan gets a report
Yes,
every
yes, to get
day.
the Hawaiian
Complaint
shirts.
about being out of uniform. So, well,
yeah.
Do you just wear flak vest everywhere now? Just so
Pretty
no
much,
one
yeah.
can shoot you?
Yeah. Over on Solaris, he basically dresses like Bane every day. But he had a
I mean,
custom
Bane
made,
was a
he had a,
luchador, so
he had a
that-
custom made body armor that has like OD green and black patterned Hawaiian print on it.
You think you were made by the lucha? I was born to it, senor.
I mean, Bane originally has a Spanish accent. He's actually
Whatever accent he actually has is not one that you will ever hear a human speaking.
You're talking about Batman from the Christian Bale series, the trilogy.
No, I'm not even going into
No,
Batman. DC doesn't make
No,
good
you-
movies. Wonder Woman, that's it. Maybe.
I never saw Aquaman, so I can't speak
Yeah, I'll
to
pass.
whether or not it was any good or
That
not.
dude's a little creepy.
Really? You're not a Momoa fan?
Look, I was a Momoa fan until I saw some of his press conferences where he was like, "Yep, I get to rape my wife every episode," and I was like,
Not a good look.
"Yeah, man. Look, I mean, I know you're a Game of Thrones actor now, but yeah,
You dead?
yes."
But says
Don't
That's
don't worry. They'll probably just bring him back to life like they do everybody else, as like
Okay.
a zombie version. Spoiler alert: people die in Game of Thrones, and sometimes they come back.
yeah, Jon Snow.
From time to time. Time after time, even, perhaps. You're welcome for that.
All I want now is Sid doing the John Travolta looking around meme behind Pondo, just like right when we come back from the break. Perfect. That'll be excellent. Don't do it now. Don't do it now. Is there anything else we need to talk about before we get started with this wonderful episode where everybody dies?
You should go to APs or subscribe to the channel to see the hot new things coming out eventually.
Oh, you're talking about Twitch Prime. so
Yes,
that you
Twitch
can get
Prime and,
access to the Patreon channel for that Twitch subs also get access to.
or you can go to his Patreon and
Have you been
subscribe.
watching New Game Plus?
No.
Okay. They always do that to me.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to sell out every now and then.
That's true. That's true.
They should
Look,
promote you. You do good.
you know, God, after I did that thing last week where I was like, I need someone to stand behind me and whisper nice things. You were like, I'll do it. There were like 2 people in the comment section that were like, I'll do it as well. And I was like, man, there are a lot of people just lining up for this job. They don't even know what they're signing up for.
Yeah.
Because we believe in you.
You don't even know how much negativity you're going to have to hang on to, friends. Don't sign up for that job. My hope is to get new Battletech Season 3 merch out by the halftime of the season. Assuming you either free the planet or all die. And one of those seems more likely than the others right now. So,
Which one?
well, I mean, I feel like we all have a different answer for that, right? Like, I feel like for you, the answer is all dying. And for me, it's just, you guys are just going to knock this out the park.
We definitely have different answers.
Yeah, see?
I don't know. We
We have
almost
very
died
different
horribly.
answers to that
Last time.
question.
So, to recap, last episode, you wrapped up the combat without too many more extra losses. You allowed a elemental unit, a point of elementals, who went into hiding in the hills to escape after you slaughtered 8 clan mechs and came home with one of them, a battered Ebon Jaguar that is now powering your base. You met with a rapier, and you are now on a scouting mission to a town just north of your secret base's location in order to bring home anything that you can find, any supplies, any alliances, any personnel. But most importantly, you know that there are 2 civilian versions of salvage trucks, the J-27 ordnance vehicles, that can carry a 100-ton battle mech. They have a fusion engine power and a full salvaging kit on the military version. You don't know what the civilian versions are going to have, but they are rumored to be carrying a huge amount of food, including several tons of meat, which would be huge because you've only got 3 days of shitty rations. You'll literally die without more food.
I think the plan was that we go ahead of what they're planned.
Yes, you will be arriving
well-
at the town before the convoy leaves.
Oh, okay, so we're going before the convoy leaves. Okay.
So, my recollection is Murder 6 is driving the hover van. You are going to take a -1 to all of your rolls because you're exhausted. My other recollection is that Sergeant Olson, call sign Ronin, you have 2 units of damage to you. You took 2 headshots or 2...
So she,
I fixed him up.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
He just has -1.
I was fixed
because
up
of,
and I have chronic pain for 1 week.
Left elbow, yep.
Yes.
was it
right.
-1 to all checks or just like to?
For
reflex
Harridan,
check?
it's -1 to everything.
No, it was for Ronin. Is it like to reflex checks?
Anything that involves her left arm.
Okay.
So, we open this particular episode with a billboard. We can only see like the billboard and nothing else. And on it, the faces of Captain Maxwell Harridan, Lieutenant Vincent Gray, and Sergeant Selena Lockwood are all displayed on it, with wanted posters offering various bounties for their capture. We continue to zoom the camera out, and all 4 of our characters here are gathered at the bottom of the lamppost. Bandito is getting done pissing on the billboard as everybody's like drinking coffee and eating a breakfast sandwich on the side of the road. Over the
Don't
radio,
understand why you're worth so much more than me.
over the radio,
It's because the hat, sir.
Asking the real questions.
we hear the news report go, and now to a emergency broadcast by presenter Matthew Solomon. People of Kolovrati, peace of Blake be with you. As you know, the planet has come under attack by Clan Steel Viper. Several jump ships have been quarantined to the planet by a second assault force of dropships and a jump ship and fighters. 5 jump ships have been captured, and over a dozen dropships in transit to the planet have all broken off ties and sworn allegiance to Clan Steel Viper. In this time of dire invasion, your ability to send messages throughout the inner sphere is being quarantined. Comstar is cooperating with the invaders in order to save your souls. If you require spiritual counseling for any reason, it will be offered freely at any Comstar office. Your accounts will still be available to you. While you may not be able to communicate with the rest of the inner sphere, your money is safe. Everything that you need on planet will be provided for. Now, please hold as the leader of the enemy invasion gives a message to the people of Kolavrati. And we cut to inside the hover van. In the back seat, there's one of those kid TVs, you know, the ones that like come down out of the ceiling. We see kind of like a middle tanned Mediterranean blend, kind of a very Grecian fellow with strong chin, chiseled features, but bulging neck muscles. He's got to be at least 8.5, perhaps 9 feet tall compared to how small the desk he's sitting on looks like. He's wearing fatigues and he's man-spreading on the desk, which again almost looks minuscule and childlike compared to his massive size. And he says, "People of Kolavrati, I am Galaxy Commander Rahim Roland. My forces have brought a glorious crusade to this planet in an attempt to complete mission objectives for Clan Steel Viper. The inner sphere has failed you, people of Kolavrati. All around you, the aristocracy enslaves you. Your lineage is locked into a mere caste system. There is no advancement. You all work for the benefit only of Mechwarriors and glorify them as nobles. Medicine is unavailable to you. Clan Steel Viper brings genetic engineering, clone regrowth, all of it available freely to you, people of the inner sphere. We have brought this technology to help spread the word of the great Korinsky in our drive to free you in the name of the Star League. We will begin programs to educate your children. Anyone of any age may attend these programs freely. Job placement will be provided. Unemployment is a word unknown among the clans. All will have a purpose. All will share in the wealth. All will be divided among the sons of Kerensky. Even now, the foolish aristocrats of the inner sphere continue to hold out against us in a desperate bid to hold on to power. 2 lances of Battlemechs on Karlstein Minor are all that remains of the planetary defense forces, and within the day, my forces will sweep them aside and crush them. On the continent of Flugel, the defense forces of the Foundation Industrial Works continue to resist our ground advance, but they, too, will be unionized. This factory of destruction will be upgraded in the name of the clans. It will put out material appropriate to this planet. Its workers will be freed from having to live in a company store mentality. And the people we have come to destroy, Crows Black, are scattered across the continent of Hod, leaderless and divided, a broken people." And so it cuts to outside the office where we can see someone being dragged before a firing squad. It's Mama McGurk. She just silently is being led blindfolded before a firing squad. And the Galaxy Commander continues to narrate over this. Every hour that Crow's Black continues to resist and does not submit themselves to purge, we will continue to execute prisoners. This woman is kin to a Crow's Black member. She must be punished for the actions of their unit. The camera cuts away back to the office, but you can hear the sound of the gunshots. If you encounter any members of Crow's Black or any of the backwoods militia on the continent of Hod, report them immediately, and you will receive a reward from the Great Korinsky's bounty. This is Galaxy Commander Raheem Roland, out. Then it cuts back to the regularly scheduled kids programming, so just like a kids cartoon. We kind of slide the camera over to everybody eating their breakfast sandwiches and coffee. Pretty dire scene.
Well, that man just signed his own death warrant.
Even if we do turn ourselves in, they would just kill everybody else regardless.
Indeed.
Brandon? All this tells us is we need to work fast somehow, some way.
In a way, I feel a bit sorry for them. They have to contend with us, and if we somehow manage to fail, he's still going to have to deal with Heavy 7 in a few months.
Depends on what he brings back. That's the real question.
Oh, I don't think it will take much for him.
Sergeant Olsen just sits there taking it all in, eating her cereal, or I don't know, whatever breakfast rations what we have, right? Her protein paste. She has no context for any of this or who this woman was. Based on what was said, it wasn't a relative to any of these current members because they're talking about someone else she doesn't know. So
Are we in the town that we were going to?
No, you're about 15 minutes outside the town.
Oh, okay. I should hurry up and get a move on.
Indeed. We should get set up. The quicker we can be done with this, the better.
Yeah.
I'm not finished with breakfast yet.
Bring it with you.
She rolls her eyes.
She knows what's good. All right. What is your plan going forward?
I think we're going to park I'd say like a 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're going to just ambush them a couple of minutes out of town.
So you are ambushing the convoy of approaching.
Were we going to ambush them, or are we going to try and get them while they're
I thought the plan was we were going to meet them somewhere in the middle, so that we could see what was with the convoy if there's anything.
Oh, defenders and the like.
Yeah, because we know there's a point of elementals in the city, so that's something that we don't want to come face to face with, since we don't really have anything to fight against them with. Since they could take a PPC and not relatively care about it. I don't know if there's any sort of vantage point we could have that we can look at the city first to see.
So there are some rolling hills south of town. If you had any visual equipment, I mean, I'm assuming that someone here has a set of macro binoculars. You could definitely take the hover van. You'd be going onto other people's property, right? This wouldn't be public land. You'd be driving through somebody's farmland and observing the town from atop a hill.
I could do that.
Okay.
If everybody's okay with that.
How populated is this region? Is most of it private property with highways or? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there's one highway that runs through the area. So it goes from the west coast to east coast. For us on Tabletop Simulator, it's this town right here.
I don't even know.
Oh, okay, so we're there. So we'd be in the
It connects basically on this continent. There's only one tourist destination, so it connects the tourist destination to like the southern shipping port of Kirsch.
Got it. Okay, yeah, I can.
So it's got everything you'd expect of a town that's both a local rural throughput and kind of a pre-touristy place. You know, there's like a big sign for the giant rock that looks like a block of cheese. Gas prices here are way higher than they should be by like 20 or 30%. There's a big sign that says, "We welcome you. Stop by City Hall to learn more about the wonders of Crossroad."
A lot of antique shops.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. Yep. Yeah, you know how this goes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You've been to this town before.
Yep.
Are the cargo vehicles invisible at all?
Are you taking the truck, hover van up on that hill? They're not immediately visible simply from the outside of town.
I probably wouldn't take the hover van up there. I'd probably just walk up or go up that one.
Okay, so you're taking a jog into somebody's property real quick.
Yeah, the vehicle would be a little bit too conspicuous on top of a hill.
Okay, all right. Are you making any attempt to hide yourself as you go up there? You're just walking in your combat uniform.
I'm going to hide myself.
Okay, interesting.
I'm going as farmer style bandito.
Farmer style bandito. So basically like childhood bandito, teenage bandito.
Just bandito, essentially.
So you take off all of your armor.
All he does is he grabs a piece of straw,
He
and
strips
sticks
it
in
off
his mouth.
slowly towards the camera.
I don't know. Can I like get just
Bloody.
like
A real
kinda make a
reverse
makeshift
Batman montage.
straw type of thing?
Sorry, what was that?
Can I just make like a makeshift straw ghillie suit? Actually, that'd actually be a better idea. Now I think about it.
That is an interesting question. Make a survival roll. On a 10, I will allow it.
I think I'm rolling flat for this. So,
I did mention that all you guys got one edge back at the end of the last episode, right?
oh, did we?
You didn't, but that's good to know.
You did not. Cool. So
Well, then I can't do it. So I'll just creep my way up there then.
All right, you take a lot of time trying to weave together a straw ghillie suit, and you get like a cape that falls apart. It's garbage. It's absolute bullshit. Make
Give it
a
shot.
make a stealth check real quick.
I can definitely do that.
Like, how definitely can you do that? How definitely are we talking?
I got +3.
Okay, all right. +3 sounds okay.
7, 10.
Okay. You see people are out in heavy machinery working on the farm. So you guys have arrived early. It's just before 8 o'clock in the morning. But the people that are out there working with like big tractors on the farmland that you're on don't notice you. They're completely absorbed in their work. One guy's definitely like dancing in his little, giant tractor thing. Looks like he might be listening to some pop music. You get up on the hill and you zoom in your macro binoculars and it begins picking out various targets of interest, following people, providing range finding information for you. You do see the two. So these things are like the civilian Hummer version of a military vehicle as compared to an actual military vehicle, right? Like, it looks big and badass and awesome. Come on, camera. But it's definitely not outfitted for self-defense in any way. It's just a giant fucking truck. And when I say a giant fucking truck, it's big enough that you could fit several semis on the back of this thing, right? It's meant to haul a Devastator across the continent. There are two of them. And you can see the guys are getting done refueling the hydrogen at a special pump at one of the gas stations. And
So that means they are fusion engine.
yes, they are fusion powered. And you can see that they're holding out maps and pointing to stuff. And there are 4 men. One of them definitely has a shotgun on his back. And nobody seems alarmed by this. Like it's that small town feel where no one's just like, oh my god, there's a guy with a shotgun walking around. One of them has a cowboy hat, and in the distance you can see a dude that's definitely an elemental. He is being hung from a electrical pole. He is super dead. Like someone must have used a flamethrower on this guy and
He
left
doesn't have his armor?
half a body. But this dude is easily 8 feet tall.
So he's not in an elemental armor. He's a giant man.
Yes.
That is
He's
obviously
an
elemental
8
pilot.
foot man that if he's not weighing 350 pounds, you'd be shocked.
So you're telling me that the little chair in front of the pharmacy would say he's obese?
At 8 foot? This man was
so
a mountain of
there's-
muscle.
Okay.
Do I notice anything else out of place?
Out of place. Oh, that's right. You do actually have that ability to
Is
let
it
you
any
notice something
sort
out of place.
ambush situation?
All right. So what you notice is not an ambush situation. What you do notice is, and you would only be able to notice it from this angle, some of the fields on the north side of the town definitely have Battlemech footprints. Someone has been off-roading near the town.
Can I roughly judge what size?
Uh-oh. We gotta reorder cameras here.
Sorry, guys, I dropped for some.
I think it's just I need me and Rat need to.
Yep, we'll work on it.
So can I roughly judge what kind of weight class it is?
Weight class. Oh, I
Like,
like
if
this.
it's-
I like this.
A light mech.
Make
heavy
a
mech?
tactics land roll.
Oh, sweet.
This is exactly what this roll is. 100%.
I got a +5.
Wow. All right. Well, you'll probably get this.
He's 10.
Okay. You judge. It is not any one mech. You pick up 3 mechs. It's definitely a wolfhound, a phoenix hawk, and a mongoose. Based on, I mean, it's super familiar to you. It sounds like your Scout Lance, for sure. The
So
Raven's
you-
footprints are nowhere to be seen. But all 3 of those mechs have incredibly distinctive foot patterns. They're
Which
not
way
just
is
like
better?
big Warhammer feet that 8 different
Yeah.
mechs. So there's not a particular direction. It definitely looks like there was, like, they moved in, then there's a whole clutter of moving around north of the town, and you like lose it there.
Okay.
Instead of reordering cameras, Sid and Cotton should swap computers. Look, guys. Look, chat. You're getting too involved in our lives.
Okay, so
And that's me saying this.
is there possibly anything else I can notice?
What would you like to try to notice?
Does the elemental hiked up look staged at all?
I mean, I don't know how you would determine that.
kinda
It
hard to
definitely
see.
looks like
Oh man,
it kind of looks like an elemental probably showed up in town and got his ass beat by a bunch of locals, and then someone was like, maybe we should string him up so that the invaders know not to fuck with us. You're from a small town, Bandito. You know what that's like.
All right.
You
I
also
guess-
know that with the clans, that's just not going to fly. They're going to burn the whole town down and
Yeah.
kill everyone.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to regroup to the people with a group, kind of fill them in what's going on.
As you begin heading back, you notice the first truck is done fueling. The second truck will probably only take about 10 more minutes.
How far out of town are we watching them right now?
So you are less than 15 minutes outside of town.
Oh, okay. So we need to leave now if we can.
So you're in their path, right? You've approached from the southwest. If they're going where they said that, where where Rapier said they're going to have to go past you at some point.
So to recap, their current defenses appear to be a dude with a shotgun.
Yes. It's not like, so I mean, you know how it is with farm vehicles, right? There doesn't seem to be any change from the normal schedule. It's not like they're expecting someone to ambush them on the side of the road. It's just a guy carrying a shotgun. Sid's all right, we rob them and we take the shotgun as well. I need that.
It's just these 2 giant trucks. There aren't any support vehicles.
There are no support vehicles. There's no like chase car. There's no like wide load coming through car.
It's literally 2 trucks and 4 dudes. That's it. Okay.
Well, they're obviously no fan of the clanners.
No, it's a good thing. It
We
doesn't.
wanted to take this. The chances are they probably would not be able to stop us. Maybe we should just talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be coming through this way. If anything, I think we can catch the big old things in the hover van.
Better to win hearts and minds than to win new enemies.
The more intriguing thing is the whole seeing the tracks of the light lance and not seeing the Raven footprint. I have a question. Actually, is that a character? Does the Raven typically not leave footprints?
So the Raven is light, but it's not light enough to not leave footprints.
Okay.
It was probably destroyed or otherwise separated.
Okay, that's good information to know. All right. That's something to worry about later. So I guess we could either stay put here, see if they come through us, what they should, supposedly. If they don't, we can just drive to them, hopefully talk to them about it. Maybe work some kind of deal if they don't like it.
I think so. Question is, what do we have to offer in trade? Because I doubt they would just give this to us.
I have a pack of gum.
That might work, actually. Hold on to that.
Well, sir, we do have about 10 mil C-bills still on the account if compensation is needed.
Do you connect to the local Comstar network in order to check your account balance?
No, I just have it memorized.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just use the little fingerprint thing, loads right up. No.
Harridan, around this time, previously in the last couple of episodes, you had been getting encrypted message, which you never determined whether it actually was from Rapier, but it gave you the location of the base to head to and some instructions. You'd also received a second set of encrypted messages informing you that there was a incoming airstrike, and you sent back your map data and coordinates, and lo and behold, an airstrike actually showed up. That second comms channel becomes active on your communicator.
Are these like Star Wars style like discs that project like a, or is it
No,
like
no,
a
no,
walkie-talkie?
no. It's
or?
more like a smartphone.
Okay.
So the comms channel is open to sending data, but hasn't sent anything yet. It looks like it's just pinging you and waiting for a reply.
Oh, so it's a data connection. It's not a.
Yeah, there's no voice or video.
Okay. I'll send a ping back. ICMP echo request enable.
You start getting a multiple megabyte file. It looks like it's a JPEG.
Sir, do you want me to open that for you?
It is encrypted.
I'll be fine.
Sir, let me open that for you.
Your phone begins decrypting it immediately. It has the key.
Oh, thank goodness.
You're not sure where it is, but it is a picture, a satellite picture of a airfield, where there are a number of stunt planes. And that's all you get is this picture, and then the connection closes.
Any way we can kind of jog our memories to know where that airfield could possibly be?
Well, let me ask: did any of you study the local continent's rustic backwoods?
Bandito probably would.
I mean, we'd be operating in the area that would be pretty much required for the entire unit.
I mean, it's like 10 hours away from your local base by mech. But yeah, all right. You can make an investigations check. See if you can put it together using some science in your brain.
Investigation.
I have +3.
Take a +1 from murder, 6 helping as well.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
can
+4.
Two of you put your heads together and try to science some shit up.
So 7.
Yeah.
Before whether I tell you whether it's pass or fail, would you like to use Edge to reroll that?
Yes, I would.
Okay. I was just gonna let it lie, but all right. That's a
13.
lot more.
Wow. Okay. 13 is like 3 orders of success. Yeah. Bandito, it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just don't remember it when Harridan, you recall, and you pull up some data quick on your phone that you have pre-saved. There's a stunt plane company run by a set of triplets called the Barnum Brothers. They do air shows all across the continent, and they had looked into doing a they had offered to do a welcome the Countess to the planet kind of deal, like at a discount, to like fly overhead and release tons of shit and fireworks everywhere and do like mock dogfights. The Countess wasn't into it, but because you're high enough ranking, you're the second in command of the entire unit, and you basically run it for her while she's doing other stuff. It had passed through your desk a couple times. You recognize these guys.
Yes, I remember. She turned it down, and I said that we absolutely should hire these people. I was even trying to work out a discount with them. Shrewd negotiators as well. Anyways, as I was saying...
They're located in the town of Crossroad. They're on the far northeast side of town. They're as far from you as they can get. But you do know that, like, if they don't have military grade bombs, at the very least they have what you could use to make civilian grade bombs. With all the fireworks and equipment and the mock dogfighting that they have using live ammo,
Better than nothing.
could be an asset, and it sounds like someone is trying to steer you in that direction. However, time is beginning to count down. Shortly that truck's going to finish refueling and start heading your way. Both trucks, I should say.
I think we should just drive up to the trucks, try to hail them over, talk to them for a bit, and then we can go try it in towns.
That's how we get the Mad Max episode. Bandito leaning out the window crying, "It's a lovely day!"
All right, yeah, let's do it.
All right, so I just want to confirm with the entire party. Your plan is to jump in your hover van, drive directly towards incoming massive trucks, and wave them down to talk.
With a white flag.
Yeah.
Do you have a white flag? Benito
Can
rips
you
his
like
shirt open, puts his vest back on.
Like an undershirt or something.
He reaches into his flannel and somehow pulls his wife beater off, like without even taking off the rest of his clothes.
Intact.
Can we hit him on comms before we get to him? Might be a good idea.
Probably able to.
Is there like a CB radio frequency that they could possibly be
Line of sight.
hailed on?
CB frequency. Yeah, probably. You could definitely, if you had a CB radio.
We don't have a CB
Let me-
radio.
You don't
let me
have a
check
CB
my little
radio.
bag of goodies here. What do I have?
Probably not a CB radio. However, if any of you have any specialty in electronics, you might be able to rig up your smartphone communicators.
I can't download the CB radio app onto my phone.
I'll absolutely allow that. Yeah. Yeah. Olsen and like Gray's like he's popped open a phone. He's about
wire nuts under the
you hear him just going fucking Tesla when you're just like I got the app.
I got
What?
Did you
Oh,
want
good, because I was probably about to electrocute myself here in a second.
Yeah.
I don't know quite yet.
Here you go, sir. And I'll hand him the phone, not knowing any better that it's always bad for Bandito to talk on the radio. I don't know that. My character hasn't learned that lesson. So she's like, "Here you go, sir. Call him up."
I guess
I'm just kind of.
we should think of like a little call sign thing that doesn't involve crows.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Ravens.
Sergeant Olsen, she just logs all of this in her head, like just gathering intelligence on her surroundings and her likelihood of survival in this situation.
I offer her a stick of gum.
She takes it and chews it
I think
depressedly.
Bandito remembers that he probably shouldn't talk to him, so he hands Harridan the thing. Start break. Man, I don't know what the regular CB.
Oh my goodness! Listen, Pondo, you're coming in on 2 microphones at the same time when you lean back. Fucking wild. You got to keep it tight. You got to keep it tight, brother.
Just say, breaker. This is Raven. Anybody can hear us on this frequency?
Breaker. This is Raven. Can anyone hear us on this frequency? Come back, please. Over.
Yeah, this is Sternway. Over.
Sternway.
Yeah, Sternway. Over.
Oh, my apologies. Sternway over. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I take it you are the ones driving those very large trucks over there. Over.
This is Sternway again. Yeah, we are driving the giant trucks. Are you the giant van that is in front of us?
Indeed. We were hoping to have a nice, peaceful, quiet, friendly discussion with you, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, over. You should move off the road. Over off the road.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that. We wanted to discuss with you possibly procuring your goods.
The video was like, tell them that our vehicle is broke down.
Oh, yes. And it's very hard to move this thing. It's not. It doesn't appear to be operational at the moment.
So you hear somebody else cut in and is like, this is Bubba Sternway. Look, son. First you're saying we need to talk. Then you're saying your vehicle's broke down. Then you're saying you want to buy our goods. Nobody just shows up in the middle of the road to buy 10 tons of cattle meat. Okay, I'm gonna need you to clear this channel. And if you're trying any funny business, me and Martha here gonna blow you away. Okay, you hear me? You with them clan fellas? You one of them?
Immediately take the conversation. All right, here's the situation. We.
I didn't say over, son. I'm not done talking. Get off the goddamn channel. Now I want you to listen here. I don't truck with none of them clan folks. If you're into their socialist hippie bullshit, I don't want none of that.
Sir.
Over. Fine, you talk now.
Thank you, sir. All right. In this situation, we don't like them clan folk either. In fact, we're trying to get the clan folk out of here. We kind of need assistance for that. We have the equipment possible for that. We need assistance that you can bring to us.
We can bring the fight. We can bring the fight to the clans, but we need your assistance. It looks like you are no friends of them either, and I think we could help each other.
All right. You need to make a persuasion roll at a -2, but with a +1 for Bandito's assistance. The -2 is because every part of this conversation is terrible.
Yeah.
Is that like a negotiation? I don't think persuasion.
Yeah, negotiation. It's negotiation.
Let's see. So 4 - 2 + 1.
So -1, so 3.
+3.
Good luck. Good luck, don't suck.
7 to 10.
All right. The first voice you heard on the radio comes back and says, This is Malcolm Sternway again. Look, this is my father's company, and I am in charge of this convoy. I am willing to talk to you because it seems like maybe you are good guys. But if you try any funny business, Bubba is going to blast you, okay? Okay?
Perfectly understandable. It's how
I
things
didn't
are.
say over. You people are
sorry.
terrible at using the CB
He's
radio.
very rude.
Damn
You,
it,
you're
Bandito,
speaking
what the
over me
heck?
as well now. Over.
Apologies, over.
Bandito. What did I say about talking on the comms?
Okay, so this is how we are going to do
Over.
this. It's going to take us a very short time to stop the vehicles. This much mass does not stop quickly. I want you all to leave your weapons in the van and come out, showing that you are unarmed, and we will come out of the cabin with me and Bubba and talk to you. The other truck will be nearby. They have the police on hold. If you try anything funny, they are going to call the cops. Understand? So if you are with the clans, Crow's Black will be coming for you.
We are,
Over.
so-
Don't tell him that yet. It'd be a cool reveal when you show up.
Hold on.
I just quickly.
Bandito, what are the nationalities of the people that reside on this planet? Remind me again.
We're in learn Commonwealth, right?
Yeah, so German, Irish,
Okay.
occasionally French.
Just making sure the accent wasn't out
Oh,
of place.
look, it's weird to have one guy that's kind of country and another guy that's definitely super German, but yes.
Well, they got the country guy in because he actually knows what he's doing.
I would point out that the name of the planet and all of the continents are all German, so
Okay.
yeah.
Just making sure it's not wildly out of place.
The country guy is way more wildly out of place than the German guy.
Yeah.
Do you do as they say? Do you leave all of your weapons in the van and come out showing that you're unarmed?
Bandito does, yes.
Do you hide any weapons, perhaps, just in case this is a trap?
Ronan,
Sir.
get yourself set up in a position to cover us if possible. Actually, stay with the vehicle.
Roger.
So what's your plan, Ronan?
I'm going to. Does the van have like a slidey door?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna lay down on the floor of the van, and when they get out, they're gonna leave the slidey door open, like the width of a barrel, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna throw like a dark blanket over myself, and rub some non-reflective material onto the front of my barrel so as not to catch any light. And I'll actually sit back a little bit so that light, like my muzzle, does not protrude beyond the surface of the vehicle.
Yep. I've seen any SWAT movie ever, including this movie SWAT with Samuel L. Jackson.
And on my assault rifle, I have a telescopic scope.
I'll also leave my my sniper rifle with you too.
How hard is it to hide an auto pistol?
Then I do all of that with the sniper rifle then.
So auto pistols are like huge version. They're like Desert
Sniper rifle
Eagles.
has a laser sight and a telescopic scope.
Okay, then perfect.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I just leave all my stuff in there. And note to self to get a smaller firearm. All right.
Smaller firearm. You know there's elementals on the planet, right? You need to get a bigger firearm.
Future case. I'm not thinking about elemental case. I'm talking about future case. need an
I
auto
cannot
cannon.
wait until an elemental rips your cockpit open and you're firing both pistols, the small one and the big one, and I'm just like, all right, that deals no damage and no damage. And you're like, I should have got a bigger pistol.
That's the rifles for.
Selena, what's going on with you?
Selena doesn't have any guns, so she just walks out.
Okay.
Nice.
Got any like swords, knives?
Well, you mentioned sending over a weapons list, but you didn't.
Oh, my bad. I will. Well, you can take your pick of the following weapons. I actually thought I did put it in the thing.
I
So
didn't
for the
see
purposes
it.
of this scene, she has placeholder weapons.
That she leaves in the van.
She leaves-
I believe Bandito took the light anti-tank rifle.
He did.
I did, and that's in the van.
And it
as
sounds
well.
like the sniper rifle is also taken. There's a Zeus heavy rifle, which is automatic. 2 SMGs, 2 heavy auto pistols, the vibro sword, and the knife.
I want a sword. That sounds fun.
Okay.
I don't think
my
she can
sword.
use it, but I want it.
That's my sword. I earned that. I fought a ninja for that.
That is not your
Dang.
sword.
I have a vibro sword. It's in my inventory.
This is
was actually
Rapier's
my-
vibro sword.
That was my first weapon. No, wait, no, I just had a plain katana. I didn't have a vibro sword.
the ninja sword that I got. That.
You have your vibro sword. Rapier procured another one.
Oh, okay.
So
how he escaped and got
he
to us.
snuck off planet by pretending to be a Dest agent, and in the process, he was like, "I need a new weapon," and they just gave him whatever he wanted because he was a Dest agent.
And, burned
So-
5 points to edge and
The man's
got
a
a
legend.
promotion while he got it.
Eh.
A promotion. He's still like a private first class.
No, a promotion as a desk agent.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, he's actually still collecting retirement on her account.
He's like, I need 3 more spare uniforms. This one's dirty, and I don't have another one.
I need a new suit. Also, turn the other way while I change into it.
Yeah. He just puts it on top of the old one.
All right, I'm gonna make a roll to see if these guys notice your non-reflective gun. Okay. All right.
Non-reflective gun.
Yeah, he wrapped non-reflective material on the barrel so that they wouldn't be able to see it without looking very difficultly in the shadows.
It's fair.
Look, some people get premium skins that have like orange and shit, like super neon green. Looks like Jinx barfed on their weapon.
I have
See,
a,
we're in it to make money, not buy loot boxes.
I have a +4 to stealth if it matters.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
So 2 men get out of the first truck, and to be clear, these trucks are wide enough they cover the whole highway by themselves. It would probably damage the pavement if they weren't so massive, right? If they were carrying a Devastator on them, a Devastator on this road would fuck this pavement up so bad. But these things, instead of having feet, are just super long trailers that are also super wide, so they evenly distribute all of that box weight out.
Right.
The 2 guys begin walking towards you. The first one is kind of a round-bellied guy wearing a plaid shirt with a cowboy hat. The other one is taller. He's the guy with the shotgun. He's wearing a wife beater. And as he walks towards you, he cocks the gun, but you see it ejects a shell in the process. He turns and, shit, and like picks it up.
Yeah. All right.
Fine.
The first guy comes towards you and stops halfway across the road and says, "All right, I am Malcolm Sternvey. Who am I speaking with, and why do you want to buy what's in my truck? Do you have the money to buy 10 tons of cattle meat frozen? This is the premium grade stuff too, A5.
Should we introduce ourselves, sir?
Indeed. My name is Maxwell Harridan. Perhaps you've heard of me.
The guys look at each other and they talk for a moment. Never heard of you.
Crow's Black.
Crow's Black.
Are you Instagram? Crow's Black.
He's the captain.
Yeah, I'll motion can I show you my...
Okay,
My
yeah,
ID.
show.
I hold it out and I go to toss it to him so
All
they can
right.
look at it.
Yeah, he takes a look at it, and Bubba is just like, "Oh shit, boss! Look, we can't get involved with these people. Local planet, everybody's looking for them. Clan's got a bounty on them. Want to kill all of them. We get involved in this shit, we're gonna be in trouble."
Gentlemen, if you don't mind me saying so, you're already involved. We saw your handiwork with that clanner back in town. Trust me, they're not going to be happy
That
with
was not us. That was the local police forces. Several of them
honestly
are
think
also
that
member of the planetary militia.
Do you honestly think that will matter?
You might want to take it down just in case.
Look, you're talking to the wrong people about that. We are appreciative of Crow's Black's efforts. Your group of young men showed up and helped us defeat the elementals. From what I heard on the morning broadcast, not bad. Not bad at all.
Do you know which direction they went?
I think they went west, past this way.
Okay.
Excellent.
How much is for the meat, by the way?
Well, let me look up how much price of A5 steak per pound. And then multiply that by 10 metric tons.
But you got to discount it for wholesale.
Okay. I accept that.
30%.
Well, we'll take 20.
$280,000 sea bills.
We'd pay for that.
What would it take to convince you to throw the trucks in along for the deal?
So when you say that, he laughs. He's just like, do you know how hard it is to get these trucks nowadays?
Oh, I do. Trust me, I do.
How
We
about
have
borrow-
grandfathered
Gentlemen-
license for them.
Gentlemen, let me put it to you this way. Would you rather continue living under clan rule, or would you be willing to help us to help out everyone on this planet? Those trucks and those resources could aid us all greatly. You would not only be helping yourselves in future endeavors, you would be helping everyone you know.
All
We
right.
can work out a
Let me
deal.
ask you a question here. Is there a difference between short or long tons in the metric system? I thought that was imperial.
I'm not sure.
My favorite part of all of this is how I made a really good social character, and I'm the one sitting in the van with.
I know. I personally know that. I'd have been laughing the whole time.
I have a +7 to negotiation.
To be fair,
Do you really?
Well, no, I have a +5, but I get an extra +2 to anybody who's into women because I'm attractive.
to be fair, we just met and we don't know these.
Yeah, no, she just met you, so she doesn't know that you're not better than her at it.
I
Yeah.
mean, it should be becoming clear pretty quickly.
Yes, it is slowly but surely becoming self-evident.
All right. So let me ask you what your objective is here. Are you trying to buy beef from them and their vehicles? Are you trying to recruit them into your militia? What's the end goal with this?
I
think we should recruit
the
them.
immediate goal is to do both. To buy with them under the form of an IOU and recruit them.
IOU, huh? Not going to pay them.
Well, unless they'd be willing to take our Comstar info for payment.
Yeah. All right.
I
They'll
mean, if
be
they'd
the one that
willing
gets
to-
nuked when they access it.
If they'd be willing to accept, payment via our Comstar account, then yeah.
Can we do the equivalent of writing a check that has like
I
a
would
date
in
on it
good
for them not to?
conscience warn them though.
Yeah.
Don't catch this right away.
It's like Comstar is in cahoots with the clanners. It might not be the best idea. If you're willing to accept our currency via Comstar, then absolutely. But be forewarned, they might be monitoring that.
All right. I'm going to tell you right now. You will have a chance to do some more. We're not going to completely play it out. You've kind of put your thesis statement here.
Mhm.
You need to choose a negotiator to do the dickering here, and it is going to be fucking difficult. Because you don't just have to convince Malcolm, you also have to convince Bubba, and he hates you.
Bubba hates me?
Yes. You haven't noticed?
I thought he
Well, he
hates
just hates
Bandito.
all of you. He doesn't have anything to do with Crow's Black, because on every radio they're going, if you help Crow's Black, we'll murder your whole family.
Hmm. I don't know. Should we have an aside group conference on how we want to go best
Yeah,
negotiating?
you can do
with
it
them?
in character. You can just say, we want to make some negotiation for the beef real quick.
Negotiate for up.
All right, yeah, let's work it out from a business standpoint then. If you're willing to accept our Comstar credits, then so be it.
So should we take a moment and go back to the van, talk about this as a group?
Yes.
Indeed.
Gentlemen, if you'd be willing to give us a moment to parley amongst ourselves, figure out on what prices we'd be willing to settle on.
So they begin parlaying amongst themselves.
Okay.
And there's a lot of Bubba holding the shotgun, gesturing in your general direction.
Got to Sergeant Olson with crosshairs on Bubba's forehead, chewing on gum casually.
I hope to God she has the laser sight turned off.
Yeah.
Do I know like approximate price of those things? Is there a way to
I
know?
mean, it's probably like 50 to 100,000 sea bills, right? Like it's a support military vehicle. They're not inexpensive.
Why not we just cut them a deal of give them a meal?
Okay, let's do that.
They'll cover it.
Cut the dickering, get it out of the way, earn some goodwill from them, and hopefully future business or at least future information.
Indeed.
I like it. I look at the others. Agree? Disagree?
I'm sorry, what? I wasn't listening.
All right, let's cut it. Let's just tell them 500,000. If they don't like that price, we'll raise it to a mil.
Indeed, yes. Smart moves. We know where we want to be and work our way. That way we have a baseline to go off of. Let's do that. 500K. So the vehicles are worth 50 to 100,000 a piece, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, 50 to 100,000.
And then the meat was worth how much?
I think it was like 20,000, something like
280,000.
280,000. So yeah, we'd be offering just slightly above fair market.
that. If they don't like it,
Yeah,
we'll
let's
just
start with
go
500K.
500K. If they don't like it, we'll go to a mil.
And you're also trying to get them to join La Resistance. Okay.
At the very least, at the very minimum,
Yeah,
as informed.
just some
as
good old
informants.
boys. Never paying no harm.
Mhm.
They're,
Okay.
They're going to get in trouble with clan law.
So we'll go back to them. All right,
Stand
gentlemen,
on.
if you're willing to sell, we're willing to offer you 500,000.
Okay. Let's make your negotiation check versus their negotiation check. Rather than give you a negative, I'm just going to give them a positive due to Bubba's predisposition to hating you.
Do I get a +1 from Bandito aiding me?
Yeah, sure.
And
I roll
so
really
9
good. 9 is your total?
total.
All right. I think it should be pretty obvious that you might have failed this roll, but
No, actually, I'm gonna burn an edge and re-roll it.
I felt like that might be an option you would take. Wow.
Boom.
You actually get to
17?
roll another 6.
If you get double sixes,
Yeah, I think so for
Oh.
skills. You just keep re-rolling. Is that a thing? It doesn't matter. You definitely knocked this out the park. The only question was by how much you did.
So the 17 +1 would be 18.
Yeah, sure. Why not? No problem. Okay, well. So, look, at first, it definitely looked like Bubba was going to cut in and be like, fuck no! Face full of shotgun kind of deal.
But little did Bubba know, he was just moving closer into my kill zone.
Malcolm puts his hand on the shotgun and forces it down and says, look, I ain't no fan of these cleaners. You're offering cold sea bills. Me and my family, you give me a few minutes, I'll round up some boys, maybe see if the local police forces want to join up with you. Okay? I think we could probably get about 10 people. We'll take these trucks and ride them to your base. Just got plenty of meat in here. It's all yours for 500,000 sea bills. Only thing is, I can't accept your money for the trucks. We'll loan them to you temporarily. And if they get destroyed, I'm going to need you to pay for them. But after this is over, my family's business relies on these trucks. I can't sell them.
perfectly
So-
understandable.
So you have a deal.
Okay. You've now formed your first militia. So they get on the phone and they start calling people. They're just like, Sheriff, I'm gonna need you to get some boys together. This is Bubba. I'm gonna round up, take down some cleaners, break out all the good shit, break out all that street illegal stuff you keep in the back of the sheriff's office that we've confiscated from off-worlders. Yep, that thing. That one too, and the rocket launcher. Probably gonna need that.
This is a lot more exciting now.
Yeah. Within a half an hour, there's a small convoy of pickup trucks and squad cars. Looks like between them, they got about 4 vehicles plus the 2 big hauler trucks and about 10 people.
In the meantime, can we take down that elemental guy that's hanging there?
Yeah, are you driving into town and
We
cutting them
also
down?
need to go to the airport.
Yeah, we also need to go check with them.
Means
Right.
this did not take much in-game time.
Yeah, it's only about 8:30 by now. Okay.
Well, we also have the option of trying to track the light lance.
Indeed.
Perhaps we can get if things go well with this with these air pilots, perhaps they can locate the light lance for us. They'd be able to recon a hell of a lot faster than we could.
Better sight.
I mean, only if you're assuming a free airspace.
How fast is the van? I don't imagine it's relatively that fast.
It's like a Volkswagen van, man.
With nitrous.
As far as Texas go, are we thinking like
It can even a Volkswagen can still go 68
You listen,
miles
you
an
can
hour.
keep up with a medium Battlemech. Because those things don't go very fast, right? They go like 60 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
At most.
You're not going to be able to like do both of these things at once. You can't go to the airport and track the lance on foot.
I was saying is like it would be hard to track the light lance because they're much faster than
Well, they are constrained by the Phoenix Hawk, which isn't a particularly fast
It's the same
mech.
speed as everything else.
Is it?
Yep. That's why we put it in there.
I thought the
It's a
Phoenix Hawk was a 6-tile
6.6.
mech. I'm
It's a
wrong.
medium.
It's actually 50% faster than that. Okay.
It's fast AF.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
That's why we
It gets up, gets down on the boogies.
yeah. Well, we could track down the lance, but we're not going to catch them up in this thing.
Look, you guys will have a break to figure out what you're going to
Okay.
do. So the last scene we get is Selena watching as the rest of you cut down the elemental and gently lower his body to the ground.
Oh, I was going to gently lower. I'm just going to let it fall like a sack of potatoes.
Okay, you
we don't
desecrate the
care.
dead body and let it
that guy.
fall like a sack of potatoes. We'll be back in about 8 minutes for the second half. Enjoy the break music, enjoy the break art, and we'll find out what will happen. I want to remind you before we go on break, if you have Twitch Prime, you can use it for this channel by linking your Amazon Prime account and Twitch to send me dollars that I use to pay Rad and Cotton for beautiful fucking art like this rad ass overlay. Literally, Rad's ass is on this overlay. He imprinted his butt on a Xerox machine.
It's true.
And if you can locate it,
It's directly behind Arthur's head. It's just out of view.
Subtle. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
what else was I going to say? I forget. It was actually pretty important. Oh, nope, I forget. I'll have to remember during the break. Damn. I actually distracted myself with a joke. All right, we'll be back.